And we are live. Welcome back to another Tuesday night with the Land Investing Pros. I'm Paul, and this is my business partner, Willie. Say hello, Willie. You forgot to wear your handy-dandy shirt
Yeah,
again.
I forgot to bring it home from the office. Yeah, we got this stuck at the office, so my fault. I'll get it next time. Especially once we get the new setup going at the office, that should be pretty cool. What's the ETA of getting
The
that live?
real live studio, as long as I can get help from David to hang the TV, we should have the new studio ready to go next week. It's going to be super cool, super nice. Just got to build a few pieces for it.
Yeah. So Paul is setting up a new background, so we got a new part of the office on the fifth floor of our building, and he's setting up all of the the background, the lights, the camera, all that kind of thing. And yeah, so it should be pretty sweet. So looking forward to it, and looking forward to kind of updating the way we're doing these things. So should be all good.
Yep. I'm just confirming that I went live with the right page, and I went live with the wrong page. That's why we don't have that many people on here. Let's
Hold on. Do you know how to update it? I just saved changes. And yeah, now we're live in the Facebook group. So I think we should be good.
an error occurred.
We're live in the Facebook group now. We should be.
Yeah,
you should confirm with your.
Yeah, I was wondering why there was nobody on here. Let's see. Yep, we are live now. Sorry about that, guys. We went live in the wrong channel. That's what happens when you have a bunch of channels.
It's just
there we go.
How it is. We don't know what we're doing. So,
Mike Novak, what's up, buddy?
Welcome, what's up, Mike?
Mike, click that button so you can so we can see your name, the streamyard.com/Facebook. But yeah, so tonight we're going to be talking about where to list your properties. Some may be pretty obvious, some may not be obvious. But really, we're going to talk about that, and then I guess we can broaden it and talk about I don't know, some tips, tricks. Willie, what are you thinking? What else should we add on to that?
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about sales methods, sales process. We could broaden it to whatever we want to talk about. So maybe the topic is more broadly sales. So let's see what's going on.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey guys, first time here. Good to see you guys. Good to see you, Alex. It's not showing your name here, but
our main man, Freddie.
Freddie's back in the building. How's it going, Freddie? And as always on these lives, if you guys have questions for us, or you just want things answered, even live deal reviews, we're kind of here to answer your questions. So just let us know what we can be of assistance with, and happy to address whatever topics, on topic, off topic, sales, could be buy side, could be diligence, could be whatever. So why don't we get into it, Paul? The topic today is where to post your property. So why don't you get us started?
Yeah, sure. So I guess the first place to post them is Facebook Marketplace. Should we just name a place and talk about it?
Sure.
Yeah, so Facebook Marketplace. Willie, when you first started, did you even have a website set up, or did you just go right to Facebook Marketplace? I don't remember your.
When I first got started, Facebook Marketplace wasn't actually a big thing.
Really?
Craigslist was pretty big when I got started doing this. Craigslist, Zillow, I was posting a bunch. I didn't have a website right away. I just started buying some properties. I sold my first property off of Craigslist, first few properties off of Craigslist, and then Zillow came into place. I did post on like LandWatch, Land and Farm, those kind of sites. So yeah, that's how I originally got started.
How long did it take from the first time you posted your property, or the first property that you posted, to your first sale, cash only? What was the deal price, and how long did it take?
So that was, if I remember properly, so it was 5 for 3, sell for 13, and that was under a month. Under a month was a sales price. I freaked out the first week I posted. I'm like, oh crap. I don't really know what the hell's going on here. I posted it on Craigslist. That was really the only spot I posted it on. I'm like, let's just see what happens. I bought it pretty cheap. The assessed value was pretty high, and I bought it pretty low. Didn't know if anyone would buy it, and I really did everything wrong in that first deal. I posted in one spot. The big thing there was I bought it right. That's kind of what we go for, is buying property at good prices and good markets. And I actually bought it in a great market when I was looking back at it. Usually in this one area, I guess I could just name it, Yavapai County, Arizona. Most of the trades, at least in the cheaper end, happen in Ash Fork, Seligman area. And I bought this one out near Prescott, Arizona. I don't know if any of you know the area, but that's like a more expensive lot. And so I kind of got lucky buying it out there. And there's a lot of cheap stuff on the outskirts. But that was really the price point that sold it, or where I posted it. It mattered that there were people looking in those areas and that I had it at a good price. And I definitely had it cheaper than any of the competition. There was actually another land investor who had a lot right next to mine. He had his price a little bit higher. I wanted to see if he would buy it, and then I look at his listing like a day later, and he priced it right at where mine was. So that's how it happened. Craigslist was the first avenue for me.
Yeah, I know people still sell lots and get leads off of Craigslist. We've kind of walked kind of backwards from that just because we have such a high lead volume that I don't know, I feel like we could potentially start doing it again. I don't see any harm in it. Some good leads come out of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. So let's see this comment right here. So this is Nick Marinos posting in the Facebook group, and says, fresh meat, ready to get this rolling. Need to stop flipping houses. So I could definitely relate to that. So many people who join our group and join land investing in general started in the house niche, including myself, and it just didn't work out for them for whatever reason. And I think it's a great pivot. You already have a good skill set. This niche just happens to be way more scalable, way more scalable. Why don't you talk about that for a sec? Why do you think this is better than flipping houses, Paul? I know it's a totally different topic, but
I guess that's what Tuesday nights are, where it's a kind of an open forum for you with a loose topic.
Yeah, I just want to convince Nick to get out of this house nonsense, because it is nonsense, in my view.
And Nick,
obviously very profitable. A lot of people doing it really, really well. Not hating on them. I'm just saying I love this niche so much. I think this niche is so much better. Yeah,
so like with house flipping, you gotta find a house. We're not even talking about house wholesaling. We're talking about buying a house and fixing it up and flipping it, or not fixing it up. But you have to, first of all, you got to find a house, and then you got to do inspections. You got to make sure that everything's fine. And then if it's not fine, then you either pass on the deal or you take the deal, and then you got to do all the remodeling. You got to hire contractors. You got to do inspections. You got to put up a bunch of capital to fund all this stuff. And then you got to go put it on the market and sell it. And to me, that seems like a lot of work. I'd rather just buy a piece of land, put it on my website, and then just sell it again.
Do it again and again and again. That's what we do. I find it hard to scale to 60, 80 lots a month in the house flipping niche. But with this niche, with diligence taking 5 seconds, and that's about it. It's just more scalable. So let's see what else, other things we got here. So Larry says, thank you for including me. Where's that? Thank you for including me. You are welcome, Larry. Thanks for joining us tonight. Andrew Anderson says, what's up? What's up, Andrew? How's it going? Let's see this one. Mike says, bought 4 properties in 6 weeks. Just need to get one sold now. That's great.
Nice work moving.
Mike, maybe we could relate this to the topic. Where are you currently posting your properties? If you don't mind, just comment in the chat where you're posting them. Your buy price. You don't need to name the county or anything if you don't want. If you do, or name the state, whatever. Name the buy price and what you're selling it for. I'd love to kind of see what margins you're dealing with, and maybe give you some tips on that. Let's see here. Larry Kabunas, probably botched that name, but says, probably dumb question. How do you find who owns a piece of land? Paul, you want to take that one?
Yeah. you can use something like data tree, or you can search whatever county you are in. So you could say, let's say you're in Valencia County. So you could type in Valencia County tax assessor, and you can go there and you type in the APN, which is the parcel number, and then you put the parcel number into the county website, and it'll give you all that information that you need. Or you can just put it into data tree, but that's the free way to do it.
Yeah. So not a dumb question. Maybe a newbie question, but not a dumb question. So let's see what else we got here. Marjorie asks, when you find a buyer for your land, do you take it to a title attorney to prepare the paperwork and handle transaction, or what? So we mostly do not. We do some in title. I'd say maybe a quarter of our deals are in title, maybe even less than that. But we actually self-close these lots. And so we have a title team in-house. I mean, you starting as a land investor, you're just going to do a quick title search on your end, not overthink it, not stress too much about it. The title, look who's on the deed, check the taxes, check any liens, go call the county recorder, check liens, and close it yourself. Save all the money on the title company, and keep it all throw it in your pocket for when you sell the property. And that's the beauty in this niche.
Yeah. Wow, a bunch of comments just came in. Let's see.
Yeah, so we got one from Andrew. Want to take this one?
Yeah, wholesale list. So wholesale list is only accessible to current students, correct?
Yes, it is only available for students.
Yeah, so if you're a student, you can email Andrew at landinvestingpros.com. If you're not a student, you'll need to sign up to get access to that. So yeah, that's that. So here's wow, a lot of stuff's coming in here. So here's where some of the people are posting.
So is this Mike?
Yeah, I think so. Mike, if you can click, go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and then make it so we can see your name. It'll make it easier. But he's posting on Facebook Marketplace, Zillow, and Craigslist. Yeah, so should we just talk about Facebook? We just talked about Craigslist. We could talk about Facebook and Zillow.
Yeah. So, yeah, why don't you talk about either of those?
Yeah, so with Facebook's great because a majority of our leads are coming from Facebook. There's a ton of people that are on Facebook that want to buy land in Facebook Marketplace, as many of you know. And in Facebook Marketplace, it's free to post your property there. And then what you're going to want to do is just renew that post every so often so that it stays fresh and stays relevant. But Facebook Marketplace is awesome. Willie, once your business started picking up and you started doing terms, what % of your sales came from Facebook Marketplace before
we hooked up? Probably like, I don't even know. I don't even remember at
70%,
that point.
80%?
Yeah, it was up in that range. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so Facebook Marketplace, quite a bit. Our friends. I actually was just having this conversation with David before he left today. I was helping out a buddy who has a land business. And so let's say that you're getting messages all the time on Facebook Marketplace. What, in your opinion, is the first thing that they need to be doing? I know you're all about the email, but I have a different opinion.
So when I used to manage the inbox before David took it over, and I used to ask right away for their email. So someone inquires, "Hey, is this available?" Something like press the button, and "Hey, this is available." I would just say, "What is your email? I will forward you more information." They would give me their email, and then I would just answer whatever questions. I would send them a link to the listing on the website, add them to the buyer's list, and then just follow up with email. Maybe they don't buy today, but they see properties over time. My big thing was just building that email list so that we can continue to market and nurture that lead.
Yeah, I think that you should get their email address. But if you only have like 1 or 2 properties and you have no one on your email list, you should try to engage with them like right on the spot. So I just had this conversation with David, and what he was saying is like the most important thing you can do is speed to lead. We call it speed to lead. So if someone messages you on Thursday night at 9 p.m. and you don't answer them till like middle of the day the next day, most likely unless like most likely you're not going to hear from them just because of the volume that comes through on Facebook and the amount of lots that are available. So like one of the most important things, biggest tips I can give you is be as responsive as possible and get back to them like ASAP, even if it's just like a, hey, what kind of questions do you have? And then if they are serious, try to get them on the phone and talk to them.
Yeah, no, I think that's good advice. So I would say speed to lead is not as important when you're buying property. Like.
No, I'm saying selling. I'm saying.
No, I know. I'm just saying I'm just
Yeah.
giving it perspective. Like when you're buying property, someone calls
buying
you.
Property, we're like a month. We like will wait around for a month.
Yeah, the lead will sit in our database for a month. Like we just neglect those just because we don't have the time to review them all the time. On the sales side, if you want to sell property, you got to get to them fast. So it's just a different perspective. Not each close is the same. And I think there's just a big marketplace and Facebook Marketplace, obviously, so they could just go to the next person. There's not a ton of people sending out mail to all these people, so you're in a much better position on that side. So you just got to keep that in perspective. People's attention span is short on Facebook Marketplace, so you need to get there, get them on the phone. I think that's great advice. And you briefly just mentioned it, but I want to just emphasize: get people on the phone. I think that even more important than getting their email is just, hey, do you have a second to talk about this? Talk to them, see what they're looking for, and maybe you could sell them another property that you own, or just build trust with them. I think that's extremely important thing. And then when you're on the phone with them, just get their email and add it to your database. So I might change my mind. You could be right on that. Just get on the phone with them, respond fast and get on the phone with them. And I don't think that doesn't just apply for Facebook Marketplace. That applies for any lead that comes through on any platform.
Yeah, you always want to keep a lead warm. That's one of the most important things you can do in the sales process. And just trying to sell a property over messaging, yeah, maybe you'll sell it sometime, but don't be scared to get on the phone. You have to think about it like this. Would you go on Facebook Marketplace and buy something for $15,000 or $20,000 without ever speaking to that person? Personally, I wouldn't. Would you go buy a property from someone?
Hell no. No.
Exactly. And would you go out and buy a property from someone that like was just on Facebook Marketplace, didn't have a website, couldn't find out anything about them, and they had some sketchy Facebook? Hell no. That's why it's really important to have a legit website, to go out and get a logo, have some branding, and you need to legitimize yourself, because if you don't legitimize yourself, you need to really think about it. It's like, yeah, okay, this is a great deal on a property and whatever, but like if you look at it from their shoes, I wouldn't buy. Like, you got to ask yourself, would you buy this property? And if you don't have a site and you don't have any of these things, and you're not talking to them on the phone, or you're being sketchy about getting them on the phone, you're not going to succeed. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and so I think that also goes into, you should probably have a professional profile picture. Again, if you're driving people to a website, we can't emphasize enough. This business is really, you got to build trust. You got to build trust with the buyers, otherwise you're not going to sell property. So having a website, having a good profile picture, having professional listings, everything that you could do to make it seem like you're actually a professional doing this is going to do you a lot better. So just think about these small things, and it just doesn't just apply in Facebook Marketplace, it applies everywhere. And if you build a professional looking website, you have a nice about page, it tells you a lot, you have a lot of reviews, you have testimonials on there, that is static. So you have that forever. That's just something that you can always, like, your funnel is just going to convert that much better every single time you send any traffic to it, because you are building trust. So if you don't think it's important to get testimonials on your website, or you don't think it's important to have a nice about page telling everyone about your business, or showing guarantees, that all those things, do small things to build trust. And I think that's a big reason we are converting so much better. I imagine our conversion rate on our site is probably 10 times higher than the average conversion rate of some average land investor's website, because we've done all the small things to build trust and to do well, to convert leads. So,
yeah. Well, I want to add one thing to that. One of the things that a lot of people say is, "Oh, I don't have money or time to go and develop a website, or I don't need to do that." And the reality of it is you can go and get either Investor Carrot, On Carrot, or REI Conversion. They literally have templates made specifically for people that are doing land investing. You can go and you can get it set up in under an hour and have your website ready to go. The upfront cost of a couple $100s to get this site together, it's going to just pay so much further dividends than not having a website and not legitimizing yourself, because it's just going to hurt you in the long run. And it's so easy to set up. And even if I'm pretty sure we have like some discounted pricing if you are looking to set up a website, but at the end of the day, like, these are just the small things that you need to do, because if you're looking at this from an outsider in, you're not going to want to buy from yourself. You're going to sketch. It just seems sketchy if you think it's like just think about it from an outsider, like I mentioned before.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of the topic here was where to post properties, but to be honest, we don't really post properties in that many spots. What we do better than anyone else, and what's way more important of where the lead is coming from, is where are you driving that traffic to? How are you managing the sales process? And how are you building trust with the customers? The website is absolutely critical. Getting on the phone is absolutely critical. Following up, looking professional. When someone calls your number on your website, actually answering the phone, offering them good customer service. It's all these little things, offering guarantees. Maybe you have a little BBB logo on your site. All these small things that just, if you're driving traffic to something that converts, you can have way less traffic and sell a hell of a lot more property. So that's kind of how I think about it. But we're not posting in that many spots. We're posting in like Facebook Marketplace, LandWatch,
our website, obviously.
Our website. Is there anywhere else we're posting?
We did do Zillow for a little bit, but it was just too much work. But that's pretty much it. We just
literally posted 2 spots. So we could have talked 20, 30 minutes on, we post on Facebook Marketplace, we post on LandWatch, and that would be a boring topic.
Yeah. Why don't we there's a bunch of comments that came in. Why don't we answer some of these?
Yeah, I think we did a good job answering, or at least morphing the question.
So sales process in general, when you have the buyer lined up.
He's going forward, by the way. He could talk about that, but
what's that?
Never mind. Go.
Yeah. So I'm not sure who asked this, but sales process in general, when you have the paperwork lined up, would be helpful. I don't even know what this question's asking you.
Sales process when you have a buyer lined up. I'm not sure. So let's see.
Well, I'll give an easier question. What do you guys think about buying land that's on a slope? Does buying land on a slope affect it positively or negatively? I would say negatively usually, but I can't think of any situation where it would be positive unless someone's building like a snow hill.
Yeah. Slope is definitely negative. However, it doesn't really scare me. I mean, unless it's like a cliff.
No, but even then,
I would just negotiate lower. I would just negotiate lower on the slope. I mean, we'd still buy it if we get it at a good price. Comp show good numbers. I mean, we've got one community we've investing in that every freaking property's on the slope. Well, we've got a few of those, but one that we just sent out mail to that we're reviewing. You know which I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But we overpriced everything because we didn't realize the whole community's on a slope. Although the market is showing that things are still trading for a bit higher than what we sent out offers. But after we found that out, we're like, oh, sorry, we can't buy it at that price, but we will buy it at lower price. And the land's not like prime. It's not prime land, but we will buy it. And we've had a lot of people say, yeah, you're right. I want to be done with this because there's not much I can do with it. We buy it. And we probably got 20-30% slope on those.
Yeah. Just use it as a negotiation point to get it lower. I mean, I wouldn't really tie up your time in looking at those lots, but we always just lowball the crap out of a slope property and we'll just throw a really low number and see if they bite, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, we're just not interested in paying anything close to retail or not retail. I mean, we're not even close to paying anything close to wholesale or whatever.
We just what was our metric? So, wait, what happened here? How long does it take you guys to flip the lots from the time of acquisition? So, you can talk about the buy side. I'll talk about the sell side. It depends on the lot. Like what we should.
This is Alex, by the way. How long does it take So this is a good topic. How long does it take you guys to flip the lot from the time of acquisition? So we actually actively track this stat, and we do it every weekly meeting now. We talk about all the properties we sold in the last week, and what was the days on market for that. For this week, I'll actually pull up the data right now. We've only actually kept days on market for a few weeks because we just started implementing it and came up with a good system for it. So last 4 weeks, median days on market 32.
Wait, hold on. Let's preface this. Why don't you state the number of lots we sold that week and the median days on market? And so the median days on market is for specifically these lots that sold that week. This is how long they were on the market, the average or median number.
Yep. So the week of July 20, we sold 15 lots, and the median days on market was 32 days, so about a month. The week of 7/27, we sold 20 properties and 21.5 days on market. The week of August 3rd, we sold 15 lots and 13 days on market. 13 days on market for 15 lots. That's pretty good, I think.
That was our lowest.
Yeah, that was our lowest. And then last week we sold the week of 8/10. We sold 15 lots, 24 days on market. So we're selling these things pretty fast. And so the way we track days on market is the date that we posted it on the website for sale to the date that it sold. So we might have actually bought it a couple days before it, or maybe even a week before it was posted on the market, but we just hadn't created the listing yet. But that's how we're tracking all that. So we're selling these things pretty fast, I'd say, even compared to, like, these are like house sale days on market, like not land. And this is that's kind of the power of choosing hot markets, is your days on market's gonna be a hell of a lot lower, especially if you learn how to sell these things, build trust, do all these things that we talk about here and in our course. Then these things just sell a hell of a lot faster. So
I like that. From what I understand, you, 1, get a buyer to sign a purchase agreement. 2, get the down payment or full cash payment from buyer. Send them vesting deed, and they do the rest. Willie, why don't you unpack that a little bit?
Sure. So when we sell property, we so it depends if we sell it on terms or cash. So I think so either way, we collect the cash first. A lot of times, even on these, so we collect the cash first unless a buyer is really adamant. And for term sales, we never give up any paperwork before we get cash. For cash sales, if a buyer is adamant, then we will we'll sign a purchase agreement before getting cash. It doesn't really matter. We just we have enough legitimacy that people go on our site and they know that we're credible. So so we usually collect cash on both term sales and cash sales, and then after that, the process will get forwarded to our VAs, and they will handle all the paperwork, the purchase agreement, or the terms paperwork, which is a purchase agreement, a promissory note, aka land contract for us. And then they will send it to, after the purchase agreement is signed for a cash sale, we will prepare the deed, get the deed sent to them, send them instructions on how to get it recorded. And then that's really it for the cash sale. For the terms paperwork, we'll upload that to signnow.com. That's what we use for our terms paperwork. It's similar to DocuSign. Get uploaded to there, and then we will send it to their email. We will sign electronically. They will sign electronically. After that, that's really it. Then they start. The recurring plan starts when it starts right after they submit their down payment. Then 30 days after, they get a recurring plan. That's just how we have it set up. So that's really the process. I don't know if you have anything to add here.
No, not really. That pretty much sums it up.
Great. What other questions are here? I don't know where you pulled that one from. I don't even see it.
Where did I pull that from?
So is this Mike right here? AZ and NV buying around 2K, selling for 10 to 15K. So those are hell of margins. If you're selling those cash, I feel like it's most likely going to be harder. If you're selling those on terms, well, buying for 2, selling for 10 cash is not crazy. Buying for 2, selling for 15 cash would be pretty crazy. But buying for 2, selling for 15 terms, you do that all day. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I would be curious to hear what markets. I'm just trying to give you feedback on this. My first instinct would be if you're only selling cash to lower the price, and to get it sold faster. If you're not offering terms, to offer terms, because then these things will sell a lot faster, especially if you chose good markets, and you're doing all the things that we just talked about in the sales process, like building trust, getting on the phone with buyers, collecting emails, nurturing those leads through email, doing all the things you need to do. But that's great. I mean, those margins are pretty healthy, and I think it's great. Freddie says buying and selling in Colorado, Texas, and Florida so far. Good markets, definitely good markets.
Let's take a couple more questions, and then we did that one already. Let's do a couple more questions, and then I think this last question that came in is a great way to wrap it up. Willie, what do you think?
Sure.
Sure. Freddie, I'm disappointed in you. You're using neutral letters. Come on, man. You're better than that. You are better than that.
Yeah, I have to agree with Paul on this one. I don't think. I mean, maybe if you're getting started, you want to just. I don't think there's any scenario where I would send neutral letters.
Yeah, come on, Freddie. You're better than that. Let's get you doing these blind offers. You're gonna succeed much better. And we talk about every week why neutral letters aren't a good move.
Yeah, even if you're sending out higher dollar offers, I think it's important to kind of analyze the market and really send thoughtful offers than to just send neutral offers. I just think you're just going to get a lot better results over the long term. Sean Johnson says, will you guys put wholesaling contracts in the course? So I think they are in the course. They should be. At least there's a contract with 6-month diligence clause in there that you could use, and it's effectively the same thing. So it should be in our course. So if you don't have cash to actually buy the properties, you can get the properties under contract. You have a 6-month diligence period, 6-month close date, and the contract says you have marketable title. You're able to market and sell the property while it is under contract. You can market it throw it on Facebook Marketplace, throw it on Zillow. You got to find a buyer. Once you get a buyer, close in the deal, double close, do whatever you can. So that should be in the course.
Yeah, well, just touching upon that, we're actually toying with the idea of working with some different companies that provide financing. So if you were getting started and you didn't have money to invest in lots, we're working with some companies, and hopefully it'll be ready in a couple of weeks, where you could say, where basically you split the profits 50-50 with them, and they finance the deal for you, but you do all the work. So that's something that we're toying with, and I think that could be really helpful for those of you that don't have a ton of money to get started. It's a way to kind of scale your business and kind of let someone else take the risk. And Willie, you've worked with some investors in the past, and it's a solid way to get started in the beginning.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. If I were to start over, I would to be honest, I think it's great using your own capital, but I would start raising money fast if I were to start over. And I think that finding partners to fund your deals, I think is a great way to get started. And if I were to do it all over again, I would get way more aggressive way early on, and I would just find deals and get investors to fund them. I mean, I don't know. It took me a while to develop a new mindset, but I think it's a great way to definitely to get started.
Yeah, let's wrap it up with this guy if you're ready.
Sure.
Who said this? Eric Smith. If starting out and I train from your program, what do you think is a realistic timeline from start to closing of the first flip? I can't read tonight. Training, website build, data research, mail campaign, blah, 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 marketing, property, resale, flip. I think this is an amazing question.
Yeah, totally agree.
So let's unpack it. Let's say you sign up today, probably get through the course in a weekend, right?
Well, I mean, you don't need to get through the full course in a weekend. You could.
Yeah, that's true.
All you need to go through is the market selection video, the pricing video, and then how to upload it. And then you send it out in the mail, and then you've got a couple weeks to. So I mean, there's literally. I mean, you could send out a mail the same day you buy the course. And if you send out mail the same day you buy the course, you'll probably buy a property within 3 to 4 weeks of the day you buy the course. So you could have a property bought in less than a month. And so, yeah, you could have a property bought in less than a month, and you could sell property. Say you sell property, it takes you 30 days to sell a property. I would say 2 months if you take 2 months, or even less if you're sell property pretty fast. From buy course to sold property, I think you could do it within 2 months. I don't think that would be anything crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely realistic.
And once you do one deal, like, you could start to learn how to grow and scale from there. And if you do one deal in 2 months, I think you could do. I did 10 deals in 6 months. I think you could do 10 deals in 3 months.
Now we do 10 deals in half a week.
Now we do 10 deals in half a week. That's just the business goes like this. You start up really slow, then bam. So.
Wow, that's crazy. You did 10 deals in 6 months.
10 deals in 6 months. We literally did 7 deals in 24 hours last week. So things.
It's crazy. Like, if I were to tell you 2-3 years ago that you'd be doing those numbers, you'd probably tell me no way.
Yeah,
no
I probably would.
You'd laugh.
I would laugh.
Now we're doing it, and you can do it too. Anyone out there that's watching, you can do it too. You just got to work hard and focus.
Yeah. All right.
I think that's about it for tonight.
Okay.
I don't know, unless you wanted to add something else.
Let's just answer these questions quickly. Eric says, that's what I've done with my first 2. I marketed once. I received the deed in hand, but before I send it to the county, I record it. Yep. So I think it's a great way to get started. I'm marketing to friends, fund the deals, basically giving them 30% return on money. So that's great. A lot of people say you should give them 50% of your deal. I think that's awful. If they get above, call it 15% annual return on their money, then that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean,
they don't need any more than that.
I mean, hard money loan people give money out at like 20%, and so giving 50%.
No, they give you like 10%, 12%. So
yeah,
annual.
50% is
if
crazy.
someone gives you money, if someone gives you 10 grand, you give them 15 grand within 6 months, they should be freaking pumped. And you could cycle the money like twice in that time frame. So I think 50% is ludicrous, and I think that's great that you had the chance to think for yourself and only do 30%, Eric. Freddie says, guys, I'm really wanting to spend a couple thousand from my recent profits for a bunch of mailers. What is the best way to switch to blind offers?
Well, Freddie, you're already a student. Watch the videos in the course on the mailers, pricing the mailers, and how to do that, and you're good to go. You already have it at your fingertips, buddy.
Yeah, so I would just go rewatch some of the videos. Start choosing some new markets, and just price the mailers, and just let it rip. Go over the market selection video, choose some good markets, and it works the same for lower price properties, choosing markets, as it does with higher price properties. And then if you want to get and then I would say just price reasonably from there. Go look in the markets. We've got a pricing video. I would just go through there and in the markets, just price the way we describe and do the mail merge. And we've got the templates in the course. So I would say, just go rewatch some of those videos, and that should be a good guide. So I think that's it, Paul.
Someone came up with a catchphrase last week. Do you remember what it was?
I think there were a couple good ones. I
don't remember them though.
I think one was pretty good. It was like, go land some deals.
Yeah, go land some deals. Yeah, that's deals. And this concludes our Land Investor Pro show. Land tips to know to get your business to grow.
It's pretty good. Who is this? This one's less good of a catchphrase, but it's a good question. We don't do much about perk tests. We don't look into that too much. Who is this?
Mika Canfield.
All right, Mika. And this concludes the Land Investor Pro show. Land tips to know. and to get your business to grow.
Let's land.
Land tips. Like that's a pun too. I think he intended it to be a pun. If not, then it's still a pun. So, yeah, that's it. If anyone's interested in our course or whatever we have to offer, please go to landinvestingpros.com. We have got a great webinar. The webinar is fantastic. We put a lot of thought and effort into what to put in there, and there's a lot of value. So please go to Land Investing Pros and watch the webinar. And if you're interested, just message me. If you're interested in the course, you got questions, message me. I'll happy to get on the phone with any of you guys. So message me on Facebook, Willie at landinvestingpros.com, whatever. Happy to answer any questions from you guys out there. So that's it, Paul.
Yeah, that's about it. Let's land some deals.
Let's land some deals.